It's kind of fun to find out about this too. I'm glad to see the enthusiasm.
I got
Keep
so
it
many
up.
weekend emails.
You guys, yeah,
Okay.
and when I say guys, that's inclusive, that's you thinking, but it's, you're driving it. I'm one of the trees, as I said earlier, so therefore I'm probably one of the problems, one of the obstacles there. I'd like not to be, help bend me or clear off some chaff around the roots here, so I
Prune.
go, yeah, no, but careful how you do that.
Okay.
Really quick before you leave, what would be like, I guess, the path for our influence on the whole teacher issue as far as how we have, like three full-time faculty or full-time equivalents? Is there a pathway or like a certain thing, certain way we can influence the additional hiring of full-time faculty? I know we got one more for spring, but
Yeah,
I mean,
so we have one, two, well, we count REE all together. And we have Mateo, Christina, Tom, Bob, and Flo. I know it's not Slobodan, though. He says the accent on the E. Slobodan. Okay, so we have 5 for the total there, and we're getting one more, so that'll make 6. But I would say the path for influencing that is the chair, Mateo, and the dean, Charlie Jones. And so if you guys organized your position and said what you thought you needed or why you needed it or whatever, those are the people that are really going to take the faculty. The faculty are going to put in the resource. So the labs go through the faculty, but they could also tell you who to influence, when it's time for them to make the decisions about those resource fee things. Pretty much it's at the dean level too. So Charlie is a place for that. But Mateo is really your first stop, and he's going to be supportive, and he's also an extremely strong advocate for all of you at the Klamath Falls negotiation.
Okay. I say that because I know all of us have experienced the crowding of the classrooms this year, at least some of us that were here last year, we've seen a huge difference. But then also because of my interest in the master's program and the fact that won't get off the ground unless there's nothing.
The other thing that we haven't even talked about, and I'm not going to get into the details because we've already spent an hour now, but we are looking for other resources too. Over Thanksgiving, a couple of us, including Bob, spent a whole bunch of hours working on a grant in the Department of Energy. I mean, none of these are any, how it is with proposals, they're nationally competitive, so you don't know if you're going to get a penny. We probably won't, but the point is, there's a lot of effort being put into trying to come up with other types of resources too. And I appreciate Julie and all of you who are interested in trying to help with that, because hey, it's all hands on deck at this point. That's
Would a public spotlight help that at all? In perhaps not getting a penny or perhaps getting a penny?
I think, why don't you guys figure out what you want, and then let's talk strategy, because I think, yes, there's a lot of politics around all of this, especially in the metro area. And you guys, I don't know how much you're following that, but the Board of Higher Ed is trying to decide what they want to have happen with the whole system. And every single legislative session, there's discussions about should they consolidate campuses and can we afford to have 7 universities and all that. So that's always on the table. But lately, there's been a whole subcommittee of the Higher Ed Board that's called the Portland Committee, and they're trying to figure out what they want to have happen in Portland. They're struggling with why they should have so many different universities represented, and if it's just causing too much duplication, and all these other kinds of things. So I think you have to be careful with your strategy, because if you get too vocal here and not to the right places, it could mean that we look like we're trying to invade somebody else's turf, and that won't be received very well. They might just say, we don't want to have any more programs unless they're under Portland State, or whatever it might be. So I think it really takes some strategy to do the right.
And that's for some guidance from us.
Sure.
There's a lot of politics around all of this.
When you walk across the pasture, you don't want to step in a little round.
Where we can have an influence, and I think this is going to be coming up, and honestly, would you make this one of the committees, is find out who wants to help in Salem. Because in February, we're going to have, a fight to the finish, honestly, with trying to preserve higher ed funding at the level that it is right now. We could face significant cuts if those 2 tax measures pass. that, and this is a fact, it's not, I'm not influencing, I'm not lobbying, you can vote however you want, but there will be a fiscal impact if the tax measures are not upheld, 66 and 67. And so if people vote not to have those taxes, which very likely happen, then we will be going back, and they're talking about another $1 billion to cut out of the state budget. So there's only 3 places that comes from: education, human services, and corrections. And so that's when we would go down, it would be saying, you know, here's the facility we're already in. If you cut us any further, you know, we won't, you know, this isn't going to be the quality of the program that we think we should be paying for. So we may need to have some messages in Salem related to sustaining higher ed funding, and, you know, maybe we need to get all these Oregon T-shirts, Oregon Tech T-shirts, and try and get everybody with the same color T-shirt down there, and, you know, maybe that's one of the places where we need to put the pressure. That's the first line for the budget. The next is our own administration, which is very supportive. It's just there's limited dollars, and, you know, the other is trying to, you know, work with donors and others who might be able to help us. But there's, you know, there's plenty to do, and all of your help is really appreciated.
Thank you for letting us come in and interrupt you. I hope it provided a little bit of guidance and parameter information so you can. Right? Don't be afraid to write everything on the list. Don't prejudge it yet. Get on the list, it may impact something else. So do the brainstorm concept. Write it down, sort it out later. Thank you.
Thank you.
Sorry for the interruption.
That's cool.
That's a lot of useful information.
Yeah. Yeah, so where do we go from here, right?
Who's gonna run this particular meeting? Is that you?
Not me.
I guess I'm the one, it's my fault that it's here, I guess, so I'll take a bit of the responsibility. I mean, we came up with these questions. What do we want the administration to communicate with? You know, I think they just helped us a lot right there, answering a ton of questions for the most part. Do you guys feel there's anything else that we need to know from them, I guess, about administrative issues?
I think, Jay, that it seems pretty clear that the building facilities track is a whole different process.
Yeah.
Than, you know, and that's long term. I mean, we'll other than the gym, we'll all be long out of here. And like you said,
Yeah.
Someplace we're proud to take our friends and our kids back. Say, here's OID.
Yeah.
I really didn't go to school. What's going to help us is that other piece, the track on, you know, equipment. So I think, you know, April's idea of kind of, okay, at a highest level, who are the people that are interested in influencing facilities? Who are the people interested in influencing, you know, the critical, you know, place, I think, that short term is adequate equipment.
You know, and I think you're right. That actually is more of what the consensus, I think, has been, especially in the Google group, with everybody's, you know, their grievances, what we're not happy with, and that's definitely one of them. I think the facilities thing has just was the straw that almost busted everybody's back and said, all right, this is crazy, we all need to really get together now. And so does it sound like the facilities thing is more of like on a back burner, and the current, or I should say, campus location is the back burner, like the sustainable park thing? That's more.
The most we can do is, you know, put out a recommendation about what we would like
continue to stay involved.
But otherwise, like what Dan is saying,
we're all moved to West Lynn, but we get a state-of-the-art facility and all the equipment that we want. Hell, I'll drive it.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I think the critical issue is the lab equipment. I mean, how do you run 3 motors classes in a power class with 6 buckets of motor control circuitry? You know, how do you run 3 circuit 2 classes with 10 oscilloscopes? You know? And that's what they're going to be facing in the spring.
Especially during finals week, we found, like, we were trying to do stuff on one of our projects, like Bob was giving a practical, and so they had all the machines, and you couldn't say, well, I need this. It's like, I'm sorry, you can't take your final.
But it seems like there's some people that really had an emotional interest in the facility thing, so I don't want to discount that, and that people might be interested and want to have a committee on that. It sounds like we need to gather some data.
This is what my ideas for the committees were. One, we're going to be gathering, so we can just find out, like, where money's going, where we're getting it.
Should we write these down?
Yeah, well, what do we want them to know? You know, we want them to know.
Well, I mean, write down the potential committees, and then the people that are